Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogion Monster here, along with Stevie B.
Hello.
Welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF as we like to call it. Hope everybody's doing wonderful. It's great to see everybody here in chat.
Right.
Harold, how are you? Lance, what's up? Lance was the first one in the door.
Oh, right on.
Hey, Christy.
Lance? I'm scrolling.
Northwoods, what's up? What's up?
Oh, listen.
Amateur.
Hey, that's actually the first time I've done that in a while. In a little while. I actually gotten good at it at one time.
Mr. Lee, what's happening?
Sharon Guy, good to see you, hon.
Hey, Sharon.
Greetings.
Patrick Vaughn, what's up?
Greetings, Denny. From South Carolina.
What's up, Danny? Who else?
Jim. Good to see you, Jim. Good to see everybody.
Jim's camera at dawn. He's putting out some good shorts. Keep it up.
I've caught a couple. I think I get lost in scrolling in shorts.
Folks and Stephanie.
Stephanie. That movie, I swear.
That's what I hear is Johnny 5.
I know. Fried green tomatoes, Lance says.
Lance is like, here we go. That's so nut.
Chrissy said we had a guess on what color bandana you would have on tonight.
Yeah.
Bolton one.
I thought about that as I slipped it on, and I was like, I should just have somebody pick a color.
Pick a color, any color.
See if I got it. I don't even know where they are.
Danny said number 5 is still alive. WTF, Mike.
What's up,
doing?
Mike?
Lisa,
So, yeah.
Hey, man.
I keep like getting up to go to work. I get to work and start working, get the boat prepared to go out, and usually if somebody's like 15 minutes late, I'll call him. As soon as the guy answered the phone, I knew he wasn't on his way. He's like, "Oh, dude, I thought I had that for Saturday." I said, "No, man, you have it for today." "Oh, man, anything available Saturday?" Like, no, try Sunday.
Jeez.
But to go and I got the boat clean, got it all ready.
Did all that work.
So I know the second I left, like the birds just went, meow.
Oh, yeah. And the
Shit all over the place.
blind mosquitoes said, yay,
They
he's gone.
weren't that bad.
Not yet.
No, you have no idea. They've been terrible.
I see them outside the back window. I know. I walked out the house the other day. I think it was Tuesday for work, and there was a cloud of them as the door opened. I was like, oh, shit. Taken aback, waited a few seconds to
when we had them here, I didn't have them over there.
That's crazy.
Icon, what's up, bud?
They are everywhere. There's blind mosquitoes. I can't stand them.
But what's funny with the boats is like the birds know they're there. The spiders know they're there because they just make webs all over boats. And you just see just like decimated carcasses and
I've seen them.
Weird stains on the upholstery. True story. And the birds eat the spiders if they can get them, but they eat the bird with those mosquitoes.
I remember the last time I was out there with you when I lost my leg in the lake. When I first got on the boat, you were like, what are those smears? Because you had just hosed down the boat. It was dead spider carcasses and Yeah, but
She didn't believe it was dead, so she just
I had to be sure.
smushed it.
A couple of them weren't dead. That's the thing. I mean, they're everywhere, everywhere.
You see those memes where there's a house that has obviously been destroyed by something,
Right.
but somebody puts a big 4x8 piece of wood up that says got the spider.
Right. That
That'll
would
be
be
you.
me. It sure as hell would. I woke up yesterday morning. I got up, sat down on the couch with a cup of coffee, and went to turn the TV on, and I caught something out of the corner of my eye. It was a shadow, and I'm like, it caught my attention, but not really at first. Then I saw a moth fly by, and I was like, oh, okay, that. But then I thought about it. I was like, yeah, no, that shadow didn't make sense. It was something bigger. Blew it off, didn't think anything, turned TV on, got settled into what I was getting ready to watch, and I saw the biggest giant palmetto bug crawling up the walking sticks that are behind the TV up to the very corner, and I said, oh, shit. I jumped up and ran to the kitchen and grabbed the bug spray, and when I turned around, gone. I'm like, oh, no.
I'm amazed that she didn't wake me up.
I thought about it.
I slept through it all. And
I thought about it right then. I did. And I sat there and I'm like, no, I got this. I just keep an eye out. I got the bug spray. So I went to sit back down. And as I took a step to go towards the couch, I saw what I thought was it. Now you know where I'm going with this. Fly across from that wall corner to the blinds on the other wall. And I jumped back, and I'm like, no. Then I thought about waking him up again. I actually stepped towards the back of the house to go get him.
Forget the spray and just throw the can at it.
Oh no! I was like on guard. Now, mind you, this is like I got up early. It was like 4:30, going on 5 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I went to battle with it, both of them. It was two, and yeah, before you know it, the whole living room was covered in bug spray. Just the floor. I got it. One on the wall. I'm like, crap. I'm thinking of Maya, all the fumes and hail. And I turned the fan on. I'm thinking about opening up the back door, but I'm like, no, they came from somewhere. I'm not opening the door, inviting more in. So, but I found myself having to mop and clean house before I left for work yesterday morning. That was a great start of the day.
Guys, the link is in chat. If anybody wants to click on the link, come hang out. Love to have you on. If you're not in chat, get in chat.
Come hang out.
You want to come say hi?
Right?
You got something you want to talk about? Click the link.
Bobby Yance, good to see you, hon.
We're getting like Winn-Dixie ads here. I'm getting these pop-ups. I'm like,
what?
Never mind.
No, I get it. I'm just
yeah. What up, Mike?
Richie Evans, good to see you, hon.
Hey, Rich. Bobby Ounce. How you doing? So, the other day, I was out here and it was morning, and I threw a rubber worm out there with the fishing pole. And first cast, hit the water, sank, bang, got a nice bass. Right on. Haven't caught a bass out there in a while.
I've only caught one.
This morning, I get up, I go and I'm looking out the window, and I see that this one bird, this waterfowl, their eggs have hatched, so their babies are with them, and I don't know how many were there originally. I saw two, and I mean they were
tiny. I saw them this evening. They're so cute. They're just teeny tiny little ducklings.
What's up, Mike? So I was doing something. I know I was working outside with my truck, and then I came back in, but I wasn't paying attention to what was going on in the backyard. I look up, and there's a boat out there spraying all the weeds. I mean, he's got this huge tank, and they're spraying whatever chemicals on all the grass and the lily pads and whatever else is growing out there. And then, like later on, after I saw what happened, I was like, "Holy shit!" Because you could see the difference. And then I saw the two ducks, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" I didn't see the little ones.
The babies.
And then when I finally saw them pop out of the grass, I'm like, "Oh!" And I get all choked up, man.
Well, I think they were smart. Well, it must have been because I saw them when I got home from work. I saw the mom and dad, but I didn't see the babies at first, so I kind of stopped and watched. I guarantee you well, I can't guarantee you, but my opinion, I think they went dead center of that big, tall, grass, weedy lily pad area and hid the babies.
Yeah, that's probably where he spread the most.
But if you look,
hey, Heidi.
He didn't get the very middle. You can tell the difference, and I'm hoping that's if they were out there at all, that would have been the best place for them. But they're okay. They're so cute. They're like a couple inches, and they're zipping all around the water. And
they're fast, right? Like
yes.
They shoot across the top because I went swimming at this waterfall, right? And there's like all of a sudden I'm like, what is that zooming by? Like there's nothing out here, and I'm like, you know what? It's this little duckling, and it must have fell down, the waterfall from its family. So I'm spending hours trying to catch this thing. To make a long story short, I go back out. I climb up this mountain ledge. I get freaking Cheez-Its. I feed it, all this shit. Long story short, I go and I'm talking to the neighbors. They've reported it. This guy's visited his grandpa on top of the hill, and he's checking on it. There's two girls came down. And they said they've been checking on it for 3 days. So I said, all right, I'm going to just let it be. But anyway, long story short, it's they're adorable. Like, they're the cutest little things ever.
They are. And they're fun to watch. Like you said.
Well, the ducks, they're a
bird.
They're a duck, but I guess
a water
they have
bird.
they're definitely waterfowl, but
yeah,
weird beak that's orange, but their legs are green. So when they walk on top of the
lily
pads, it blends right in.
It's camouflage. I mean,
I guess that's good for gators. Like they don't think
right. They can't distinguish.
Because baby gators would snack on them easy.
Yeah.
I can see a big bass coming out of the water.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well,
and what's funny? Let me tell you, I was at work today, and he sends me a message and a little clip, a little video, and I'm sorry, and yeah, he's sitting there filming the ducks, and he says, "You said, oh, look at the ducks. It was cute." The message that he left, he said, "Wouldn't it be a shame if a big bass came up and just what'd you say?
Scarf one of them up."
I played it out loud in the office, and I had my coworker sitting next to me, and a couple of the girls from summer camp and their coaches, and everybody's like, "Oh," because the message was all cute and sweet, Then he says about scarfing the bass coming. The look when I heard them from behind, they're like, "Oh God!" And then everybody just died laughing. I mean, you had to hear it. Play it. I probably should have figured out how to set it up to play it, because I swear.
Breeze, how are you?
What a basshole. So
it was a fluke, really.
Yeah.
Roger, what's up?
I was gonna say something. So as I was trying to chase this thing, I don't know what I was gonna do. But ideally, I wanted to get it so I could take it somewhere. You know what I mean? I was worried about leaving it at this waterfall because I didn't want it to go worse downriver or whatever. So at one point, this guy shows up that I'm talking about, and he has a golden retriever or yellow lab or whatever. So the duck is like out because that thing is in the water and it's like, you know, it's all over the place. Every time I went in the deep end, it would come jumping in the water and like try to, you know, air quote save me, but it would be drowning me, you know what I mean? Like with its weight by like just humbling me. So the duck takes off and goes in these rocks, these huge rocks. And I know where it is, so I see it come out, and I'm like, oh, there you are. So I go and I go to get it, and he goes, boom, right back in. I go to put my hand in. A spider comes out, bigger than my hand, like so fast. And I was just like, all right, you got it. I was like, you can have it.
All yours.
But I was in fear that spider was going to kill the duck because it was so big. And anyway, the duck came out another, you know, down the other end later. So it all worked out. But don't stick your hand in holes because you don't know what to...
Good advice.
Yeah.
Never know.
Yeah, we can. I know we can make jokes about this one. But...
And we should.
Where's what the fuck, Mike, when you need him?
He's in there. He's in there. Don't encourage him.
I encourage you to encourage him.
I'm sure.
Oh, jeez. So, where were you on the North Shore? Were you like up, like towards the end, like Rock area?
So, do you know where the Big Duck is?
No.
Okay, it's considered Flanders. So, like, I was by Brian's house basically.
Okay.
We were only like one block over from his house. Like, that's like pretty much.
Oh, right.
That's cool.
Yeah, he walks to the end of his street. The end of his street has no more beach, but the one over still has some when it's low tide. So you know, pretty much, it's kind of people's backyards to an extent, but their houses are set like, you know, like a few hundred yards away. So it's like you have a lot of, you know, you got a lot of room to play with, and so Indian Island is directly across from where we were.
You just described the place that I grew up with my aunt's house and my cousins, and I sat there and was listening to how he was describing it, and that's exactly how it was at my aunt's house. I think it's on the Patuxent River.
Yeah, there used to be a lot more beach at
a little
at
beach
the end.
left, and there was some docks to the right, and that's where we used to go crabbing off of. We tied chicken.
That's what I want to know is how's the crabbing out that way?
Right?
Oh, it's really good. I mean, there were crabs. We kept finding crabs on the beach, but
What kind of crab?
but no blue crab. One was really big, and I can't tell you what it was. We threw that back in the water. Then there was a couple little pink ones, but blue crab is what most people go for.
Sure.
And usually it's like anywhere where there's charter boats going out or like boats going out. There's people that are trying to be at the farthest point of the dock, and everybody's fighting for that, and like, you know, fighting for because it's illegal to use a flashlight, but everybody does it.
See,
you know what I mean?
I never did.
We used to go at night and use a flashlight all the time.
If you use a flashlight,
they just come right to the light.
Yeah, it's like fish in a barrel. Like they just
absolutely.
It's really easy. So like, if you have a flashlight, you catch them all day on the poles on the docks. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yep. So I mean,
I did that. God.
Yeah, I don't know if it's illegal or not, or that was just something, you know, I don't know for sure.
I think with my aunt's house, it was private property. So that whole beach area and then the dock. So yeah, you could pretty much, there was no rules there as far as that.
Right.
So we could go at night anytime and
Yeah,
come back with a bushel easily. A few
yeah.
hours out there at night. Heck yeah.
They've
Yeah,
also
well,
got
there's like millions of mussels out, like literally millions of mussels, and
Yeah.
like,
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, it's just like, I don't know, it's insane.
how big were those mussels?
Just as big as like, just as big as the ones you would order in a restaurant. You know what I mean?
They were that big.
Yeah, they're massive bushels. They're big boys. Yeah.
Right on.
That's cool.
No, fresh mussels are really good. They do a lot of clamming out that way.
Like a lot of places have become like what's the word? Like they're putting up signs everywhere now, like that you can't go here, you can't go there, and I think it's because people. All right, like let's go back to Native American history, right? They use everything. They only take what they need, right? You know what I mean? They know better than to take more than they need. They leave you know what I mean? So it's still there. So you have these greedy people go and overfish, like, or over clam and you know what I mean? And the next thing you know, it's like you're not allowed to be there. But there's such good clamming, especially on Fire Island.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know, Fire Island is this skinny island that kind of is on the south shore of Long Island, and it's a really popular vacation spot. But anyway, the water between Long Island and Fire Island is pretty like almost like bay, like bay water, right? Like it's not rough. You know what I'm saying? So it's great clamming water. You go out there and you can just wade. And I have like this little thing. It's like a little scooper kind of. It's just a plastic thing. You hold a handle and it's almost like it makes like a hand, and like it's just perfect for digging.
Well, right off of the coast of Fire Island is the remains of the Tappan Zee Bridge.
I didn't even know that. See, there's
they
so
floated.
much.
Yeah, the main structure of the old Tappan Zee Bridge, they floated it out there and sank it for a artificial reef.
Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. It really is. We just found out that there's this huge like place in Spionk that's like a big giant blue hole in the middle of the Pine Barrens. So we snuck to get there, and we didn't know much about it, but we did this like sneaking thing where we walked the train tracks, we jumped this barbed wire fence, whatever. We found it. We're like, holy shit, this is amazing. And then we realized, like, this is kind of inhabited. There's like trailers over there, and there's cars, and something's going on. And I'm like, all right. But I come to find out later, it's not sheds like people are living in. It's all scuba equipment. So there's a place in West Hampton, a scuba place that bought this hole and property. And there's like a bus down there and like a crane and all sorts of stuff. So they take people scuba diving in there, and so people pay to scuba dive in this 80-foot hole in like you know what I mean? So like imagine telling people they can go scuba dive. You don't have to pay for gas on a boat. You don't have to do nothing. You just take people. They drive their car right in a private gate. They park, they put on their scuba gear, and they dive. And they get all the same, except for like, fish and this and that, obviously. But if you're looking to just do a dive, it's a really cool situation.
So what you just described is what they offer on Airbnb as experiences. There's different packages of a lot of places like that, but there's so many interesting, things that are out there that you can do, and people.
Yeah,
We have
as you
some.
know,
We have some of those places here in Florida, springs that you can dive.
I was gonna say your area probably has some of the coolest B&Bs ever. You know what I mean? Like it if you start to look into, because B&B, as you know, it's a rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole, and
Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
once you go over to once you slide that thing over to experiences, it's like
once you let the caves get
forget
to
about
you,
it. Yeah.
as soon as you see that word, you're like, huh.
Caves, boats. I mean, just yurts.
Oh man, yeah.
Tree houses.
I remember when Mogs was like 3 houses, like
Yeah, I
he was like, they have 3 houses. I'm like, you're in it now, buddy.
See, I knew it's been years since I've been in an Airbnb or rented one. It was back in 2016. I booked one out in LA. I was out there with my girls, so I knew it was an awesome experience. And if you do your research and find the right one that suits you, we potentially
Yeah,
it
he's
was
the one who turned us onto it,
No,
brought
no.
me onto it. As
Yeah.
far as like watching him, I'm like,
yes, and then you
Oh,
reminded
shit.
me of it all these years later, and we're
Yeah.
planning on going up to Alabama, so it was like it just made sense.
It, it's a great, yeah, it's really great. Like it's a really great thing. I don't, I'm on a budget when I travel, and it really,
Yeah.
it makes sense to. It makes sense to me, like especially if you're traveling with an animal or whatever. Like just in general, you have your own space. So like, if you can find a place like that works out to be $100 or $120, whatever a night, you
it's the
can't
same
like
with
that's
hotel.
Fleabag Motel's price, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
why not be in a 1 bedroom something else? You know what I
You
mean?
feel like you're in your home away from home, instead of that kind of comfort. It's
Wait till you
it's
see
not like
winter.
the hotel.
Yeah, and winter, everything chops down, because nobody's booking it. You know what I mean? Like who wants to go into the middle of nowhere in the winter? Like, I do, but yeah, exactly. But like, there's not a lot of people. Like, so the same places that I book all winter are through the roof now, and or always booked. You know what I mean?
It's always
Just
something like that with off season. That's
And it's funny because this is without Airbnb. This has been going on for so long because I used to rent a cabin up in North Georgia mountains with my girls and my family. We 10-bedroom. I mean, it sleeps 10. That's what I meant. Sleeps 10, and 3 floors of rooms and jacuzzi out on its own balcony overlooking the mountains, and I mean it's barbecue wraparound porch, and the house is sitting on the side of the mountain. I mean it's absolutely gorgeous. And back then there was no Airbnb.
You have to figure
rented to me as if it was now.
You have to figure these people have, like, let's just say they're in these random places that like it's not like Long Island, like property tax or like whatever, or mortgages. So like what instead of I've talked to these owners a lot of times, and I'm like, why don't you rent this place? And they're like, I've had tenants, it's a nightmare. They're like, I make my mortgage in you staying here for 3 days. I make my mortgage. Or I can have somebody I have to deal with all month and da 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 da. Now everything I make, everybody who books after you is, a bonus. That's just shoot money in the pocket, right? So what some people start doing is expanding, and they start putting like campers on their property, and then they start building little, or a yurt or
Tiny homes.
they start, they start to expand, or most of these people live in New York City, and they just have houses upstate. So they don't use them except for on the weekends or some weekends. So what they do is they rent them out, and they, you know what I mean? It's interesting. I don't know if I could do it, but it's interesting.
Well, the thing is too, when you're dealing with Airbnb or whatever platform you choose, because there's a lot of them now. But what if, like with my Airbnb account, from my first rental to this one, you get rated as well as the
Oh
renter.
yeah.
So if your rating's not well, then you're not getting accepted. They can
Well,
deny any request for as a property owner. They can,
absolutely,
before it even begins, they can say no, thank you.
absolutely.
So it's, yeah,
Wow.
I mean, so it's good
It
that
makes
there's that
sense.
filter of decent people are gonna pretty much rent. Things happen though, so I can't
Oh, of
imagine.
course.
I'd worry all the time.
Well, like at the last place I was at, I moved one of the couch cushions, and there was dirty drawers there from the last person.
Oh,
And
nice.
and is that something I'm gonna complain about? No, I'm not. I'm not that person. But I did tell the owner at the end. I said, hey, between me and you,
Cushion.
the cleaning lady needs to, move around the cushions, like, check under the seat there, and whatever. Oh, and then they have Airbnb for vehicles now too. It's called Turo, and you can
Oh,
rent
yeah.
whatever car you want.
I forgot about that. You're
Yeah,
right.
you could be balling on you know what I mean, or you can get a cheap car or whatever. It puts renting cars, like going to a car rental place, to shame.
Yeah.
Cheaper
Yeah.
prices,
Just
better
like an
deals.
Airbnb, you're dealing
They
with
will.
the individual owner and not a
They'll
company.
deliver. Yeah, they'll
They'll
deliver to
deliver,
the house.
they'll pick up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I forgot about that.
Crazy. You just sit there and shop. I mean, I don't do it,
It's
but
like if you want to run a couple Harleys to take a cross country trip and back, I guarantee you'd find somebody that would rent them to you.
yes, you do. Yes,
Prospect, what's up? Good to see you.
absolutely. Well, enough out of me. I'm sorry, guys.
No.
Well, then it's me too, because
I'm
I get excited.
go by and I'm like, oh, wait.
I'm actually going with my buddy this weekend. We're driving way up, and I'm not happy about it that we're driving all the way up for one night or one day, but whatever. We are, and because that's all he's got. He's only got one weekend, but we're doing some off-grid camping, and it's gonna be fun. I think. He's
Do the hammock.
no. But it's bear country. It's I don't want to be a bear burrito. It's I'm gonna use my tent. I'm gonna use my tent.
Because that's not
That's
not a burrito either.
no.
Well, all right. Let's put it this way. I don't like sleeping in the
Little more
hammock.
burrito.
I've been in the
I
hammock.
did it.
I do the hammock thing on the island. I don't do it up I don't do it in the mountains. I don't know why. I'm just not comfortable with it. I don't
I've
know
never
why.
done it. I've never spent the night in a hammock.
I want-
It's interesting. It's interesting. If you give yourself enough calming stuff to get relaxed in it, you know what I mean? Whether it be THC or whatever makes you happy, just to loosen up a little bit. And then you start getting that rocking motion, and it really.
They're cozy as hell. They really are to me.
Now, my friend, he has one that it levels out, like. It levels out. So like the one I have, I sink in. Like my wherever my weight is heaviest, it goes down. So like, like my midsection is like lower, and like I have to like whatever, and it wraps around me, kind of gets tight on both sides. So I only have so much to work with. His is like flat, and so he can kind of like just move around however he wants, and he has this thing that zips over him too. So it
Yeah.
like. it's like it's a net. It's not like he's like
It is.
boosting himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he could still see perfectly. It's a really thin mesh net too. It's really cool. Like, and so we strung that up one day right next to the Peconic River. Was it the Peconic? Whatever. Yeah, Peconic. Yeah. So we strung his up, and it was so buggy still. It was just so uncomfortable, and we ended up going back. I think he left, but I said leave him up because you might if you're coming back in the morning, you might want to relax in it. So he ended up coming back at sunrise, and I was in mine. Like I went in at like the blue hour and like went and laid out there because it was just no bugs. It was like 5 in the morning. There was no more bugs. Like it just died down. So. Yeah, it's hard to spend. I know Jessica Jones does it. She spends all night in a hammock. She strings these kind of like the lights you have behind you. She does like lights like that over the top of her. I guess they're battery operated or whatever.
Yeah, they have solar
We'll
ones
just
too.
put a neon sign up that says "Eat me."
Yes. Oh, God. Prospecting. Hey, he says hi, Moga. Wish you knew your face at Alabama Bigfoot Conference so I could have met you.
Oh, okay. I was like, who did I miss? Did you have a good time at the conference?
I can't see the chat. I never can.
We did. I mean,
I know it doesn't matter if I can or not.
Christy Sci-Fi.
Cool.
How you doing, girl?
Hey, Christy.
Miss Dill.
There she is.
I was taking Lee's word. I just saw.
Yeah, I know.
I
It's like I don't
trusted
see
you
her
there.
yet. What?
I was really trusting you there.
A leap of faith.
It was.
Because that's nerve wracking when you see somebody say it, but you
Well,
didn't
I was
see it,
thinking
you're
to
like,
myself, that was the first time I've ever done that. Just saw somebody say hi and then.
oh, what the hell? Click.
Yep.
What else? Yeah, enlarge this. I can't see shit.
We gotta get you up to like the Whitehall Festival or something up here, and then ideally what I want to do is like I want to get it to where I can book a B&B big enough to like house a bunch of people, and then just put out invites. You know what I mean? So that way, when people get there, they could just like freely like not have to worry about it. Like just get there. If you can get there, you can get there, and then we have the space.
Right.
And we'll make it work, you know what I mean? And then we can all kind of go and do our little expeditions together, and you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I even mentioned it to like Tex from Texas Front Porch and BMR, big from Michigan Rob. I said, guys, this was just as cheap as it was cheaper than a hotel, and they have 5-bedroom, 6-bedroom homes that you can rent. And 5-6 people split that. If you can find that many people who will, you can get along with.
You'd be surprised. Like we when we were in Montauk.
Howdy, Jim.
Hey, Jim. When we were in Montauk, I think there was at least 20 people in that house. It was like chaos. The basement was a gym. And I started sliding gym garage, and I started sliding all the stuff over. And the homeowner came in, and I thought I was gonna get pissed. And he started helping me move stuff. He's like, "You sure you want to stay down here?" And he's like, "There's no room upstairs." I'm like, "Oh, I like my privacy." I didn't want to tell him like, "Yo, we got shitloads of people coming." Like, you know what I mean? And so he's like, "Oh, I have a better air mattress than the one you have," which worked out good because Dark Out Paranormal and Montauk is Strange, we're going to be staying down there with me. And so we were going to just set up the air mattresses. So this guy comes along with this beautiful queen mattress, and I'm like, air mattress, and I'm like in heaven on this thing. It's like, I'm like, yeah, baby. I was loving life because we usually camp. So to be in a house, I didn't give a shit if it was a garage or what. I didn't care what it was. It was awesome.
Sure.
Right.
But I think the key is giving everyone their space. That's how you get along. When people need their space, give them their space.
Robert Dan Dubin, how are you?
What's going on, Jim?
Mike, I've been enjoying your waterfalls and rivers.
Don't you lie to me.
Mr. Haywood, what's up?
I've left you comments. Are you telling me I'm leaving comments and you're not reading them?
I read all of them. It's a different. If they register, that's all another story. Now you'll enjoy. You'll enjoy it this weekend. I'm going taking a buddy of mine that he's my longest living friend. I hate that I have to say that, but I've known him since I was 6, and shit, man. We don't get out much, right? Especially together. It's usually like something little, like we hang out, we do this, we do that locally. But we're going up to this spot, so we're gonna get a campsite, and then from there, I think we're gonna go and do some waterfall hopping. At least one. He wants to see one waterfall. He wants to be swimming a swimming hole. He's like, I see these places. He's like, I just want to He's like, yeah, this one. I'm like, yeah. I got it. I got it dialed in. Don't worry. So I'm gonna run myself ragged.
Right.
And I wanted to ask Mike, how do you know it wasn't the cleaning lady that stuffed those shorts down in there? Was there big piles of dust under the rugs and whatnot?
No, so when I got there, she was still cleaning, and I was like, oh shit, like you're still here, and she's like, oh, they told me check-in wasn't till like 5. I'm like, check-in be at 5, you know what I mean? And she's like, I only need a little more time. I mean, so I kept going outside and coming back in. She was doing her due diligence, but I mean, anyway, this the only time there's a cleaning person there, like when you get there, is when they just had somebody in there. You know what I mean? Because you're that's the in between buffer.
Flipping it.
Yeah. So I mean, she cleaned. But this particular thing was like one of those chofas that like the back folds down and like whatever. And I won't describe them, but they were not, I don't know. I feel bad for whatever guy was with that female because they were not clean.
Enjoy your night.
Good
Said,
night,
you got enough mods, I'm out. Thank you for being here.
Miss Dill.
Absolutely. We love you.
Miss Dill.
She did 2 weeks worth of work Tuesday night. Making everybody laugh.
I swear.
It's good Miss Dill's back. She, like when she leaves the link, it's always entertaining.
Oh, every time.
Yeah.
She was on a roll Tuesday.
Yeah. Tuesday was a good show.
That was fun.
Fun. Yeah, it was a good laugh. I needed it.
We started laughing about something earlier. We were like, oh my God.
We were laughing at everything earlier.
Yeah, we won't go.
But it was one of those, holy shit, I think I pulled something laugh,
Yes.
I
think at one point I said I hadn't laughed that hard since probably the 168. Honestly, I mean,
all your voice messages to me were laughing.
that's all I could do is laugh.
And then I was
You were laughing right along with me.
I couldn't send them back.
I'd hear you laugh and laugh some more.
Yeah.
And we're still laughing. Lord.
A good time was had by all.
I don't remember what the
Always.
hell I said, but I just like
Yeah.
thought I was going to have an aneurysm or something.
Me and
My
you
head was going to
both.
explode.
I know this. I slept last night the best I slept in a long time, and I think part of that was due to Tuesday night.
You know, I said last night I slept. I slept so hard. I went to bed, and I swear I felt like when the alarm went off, I'm like, I just laid down, you know. But I got a good. Well, it was probably a good 5 hours.
Michael Haywood said, "Miss Still, come back. You always bring a good vibe," and that's true.
So do you, Michael. I like when Michael gets in here, because like he
He's
just
funny.
comes in with, oh man, his energy just, oh sweet baby G. It just sounds like a banjo. Like
Ow.
that's all I hear is like a banjo. He's
I want him to get comfortable on the show.
I know. Come hang out.
oh he's one of the good ones.
Heidi was in chat a while ago. She livens up a room like nobody else.
Oh,
Amazing energy. That's
Yeah.
like,
Lord.
she's fun.
She
it's just like
she
I
is
sit
the
there
light
and I
in
watch
the
her and
room.
I'm like, holy crap.
You hear me? She is the light in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people got it. You know what I mean? Like,
Love her energy.
yeah,
It's
some
infectious.
people. Yeah, some
just
people just got it.
You can't help but be in a good mood.
What's up, Dan?
Greetings from South Carolina.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Hello, everybody. Hey, Jim, Mike, Stevie Bay, Marks. How y'all doing tonight?
Good. How you
Howdy,
doing?
neighbor.
It's hot. It's hot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I just want to pop on for a minute to say that only somebody from New York would complain about finding them a free pair of underwear right there, boy.
You wouldn't want these.
I just remember this Larry, Daryl, and Daryl from the New York show, and they got paid to clean out they cleaned the rooms out after people left. And they went down and he said, I found a pair of dirty underwear in that room. Can I keep them?
Put them in the lost and found.
Yeah, they went, aka the trash can.
They got excited because somebody told them give them a dead raccoon by the trash can.
But these are the things that you gotta like, take into consideration when you get a B&B is like there's so much more involved than just like a basic motel room. You know what I mean? There's just so much more involved, and you have to weigh your options. Like I think I told you guys the story about, like the heat went out once, and I was in a remote cabin, and like they did everything under the sun that they could to help out, but I lost a whole night's sleep due to it because I was up just like every time I would fall asleep, I would wake up within a half hour, like holy shit,
Your ass off.
yeah. And then I went to Walmart at like 6 or 7 a.m., got a space heater, plugged that bitch in, and I slept my ass off. But I mean, am I gonna complain about that? No. Like I know what I signed up for. You know what I mean? I signed up for a cabin in the middle of nowhere.
And that's the thing. They make sure they list everything. It's everything you think of. They answer right there on the listing.
There were things that could have, like on ours, that cookware could have been.
And I mentioned
improved.
that. I mentioned that to him, to the owner.
If they're going to give you the opportunity to cook, give you the proper tools.
Well, they list that there's the proper tools to cook, and
right.
It was like one little.
It fell short of
10-inch
just everything,
maybe 2 pots. That's about
Yeah,
it.
some places are like that. Like there's one place I went to, and I didn't look into it. Like you're saying, I didn't look at the amenities, and it looks like a full kitchen, and it's a dummy kitchen. All the cabinets and everything, all the cabinets and drawers are don't open. There's just a sink. That's it, a working sink.
And a
That's
microwave.
Nothing else works. and there's a microwave above it, and that's it. But everything else was dummy. So if at a quick glance you see a kitchen,
Right.
but when you get there, it's not. You know what I mean? And then I've been to a place that was a lake house, right? And they have pictures of the lake and the yard and this and that, right? And the grass and then the way they put it in sequence, it makes it look like you walk out the backyard and there's a lake. No. The lake is down the block and around the corner, and there's a parking lot, and that's where you get, you bring a pass from that house that allows you to park there, and you unlock a thing which allows you to use the lake house, boats and, canoes and kayaks and shit. So it's not a lake house, it's a near a lake house. You know
House
what I
near.
mean? Yeah, right.
That's around the corner from a lake. You know.
and that lady was a creep because she had a ring bell, one of those ring doorbells, and every time Dark Hour Paranormal actually met me there, and we started filming a documentary that we're doing or whatever, and every time we went outside to the fire pit, you would see the thing light up, and she would be like watching and listening every time we would go outside.
Oh,
And I'm like, so I went to move because the grill was in direct sight. So I went to like kind of move the grill away because I felt kind of weird. And it was like chained to the shed. And I was like, what the fuck I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I'm going to, yeah. So like there was a learning process for me for sure. On not just jumping on good prices. I was like, there's a reason sometimes.
right. I mean,
Well,
that's just it.
my first experience. I really enjoyed.
Yeah, man. You guys did your diligence, though. Like, I mean, you guys did your homework. Like,
Wait, I found a couple. I found two or three, and to give options, and it's just that first one I looked at. I was like, oh, basically
Prospecting.
everything I wanted.
Where is Holland's Hunt Camp? We were in Alexandria, about 16 miles north of
Aniston.
Aniston. Nice piece of property. Plus there was fishing there, so that that was a bonus.
Caught me a big old bass. I did. That felt good.
yeah, I think once Elena gets over here, like for like a long term, well, obviously because she's never been anywhere, like in the States, like we're gonna do a lot of like traveling and whatnot, like probably do a whole East Coast cruise down and stop and see a bunch of people.
Sure.
Maybe stop by. There's a lot of good people in Florida. We might see you guys. I don't know. We'll see.
You come to Florida and don't see us, guys.
And just
a problem.
I know. You've been up my. I know. You've
Just
been. Nah,
if I take my butt to Florida, it's going to be in January or February.
well,
Absolutely.
it amazed me that you're in South Carolina, right?
Right.
Yeah, it amazed me because I'm Mr. Smart Guy, right? I thought that November I did boot camp in South Carolina, and I thought when I got there in November that it was going to be warm because I'm thinking it's Florida. I'm thinking it's the same shit. I don't know why.
No.
I forgot that there's a whole bunch of states in between. There's Georgia and then there's Florida, right? I'm thinking it's just, I don't know. So it was freezing, man. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it got that cold in South Carolina.
Heck yeah.
That's like when I left Florida to go back to Arizona. It was decent in Florida, a little chilly, but I forgot that it was only that way in Florida. Because by the time I got to like Louisiana, it was 20 degrees.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. Same thing when we went up to Brown Springs. 20 degrees.
Yeah.
And that's why them old people retire down to Florida where it's warm.
Yeah.
You get where you can't take it no more when you get a certain age.
Yeah, I hit that. You know, since I don't like the cold.
Yeah. I can't. I mean, I've been here so long. I can't do the cold.
I love
It'll kill me.
I love having 4 seasons. I love that shit. I love it. Except
I
it
miss
seems
it.
like it seems like everywhere is turned into 2 seasons, you know.
I miss it. I do. I say it all the time. I miss the seasons.
Seems like spring and fall are getting shorter.
I think I got turned off to winter when I lived in Wisconsin.
Well, yeah, I can imagine
'Cause,
why. It's
You know,
Wisconsin.
I went from Arizona to Wisconsin, and beautiful until winter hits. And it's like, holy shit, it's
Yeah.
cold.
Spend about 9 months in Alaska, and the last thing you want to see is fucking cold weather in the snow.
Yeah, no, so I didn't like the ice fish anyway.
See, I was in South Carolina for basic training in the dead of the summer.
That's
And
shitty
it
too.
was, yeah, it was god awful.
Yeah, that's shitty too, you know.
God awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Northwood said I had basic training in San Antonio at the end of June. That turned out to be one of the hottest summers on record.
Yeah.
See, I mean, I went to basic training for the Navy, but 6 weeks in, we found out I had scoliosis, whatever, I got out. But I waited 6 weeks also to get out. And
Oh, okay.
that was the first time I was ever in like Wisconsin. And it got in October, it was so friggin' cold.
Yeah.
And then it snowed. And it was like, whoa, what the hell happened?
Yeah, my first duty station was Korea, and I didn't know anything about it. And like, I didn't know how hot it got there and how cold it got there. I had one of the worst winters I ever had was that year. I mean, I was a diehard drinker at the time, so I was I was roughing the snow, and it was deep freaking snow. I remember some of them drifts being taller than me, and like, it was crazy. It was crazy. And then they had monsoon season, which was I remember it raining for. I lost track between 8 and 10 days, and then and we're not talking rain like, oh, it's raining, like it's
Monsoon.
it's abusive rain. Yeah, it like comes every which way. There's wind. There's like
Don't rain.
Yeah, everything I owned was wet. You couldn't open a window without your whole entire, if you open the window,
Somebody
everything
drowned.
inside got wet. Yeah, like if you ever seen the scene on The Hateful Eight when they keep opening the door and they gotta nail it shut and everyone's screaming at them like, you gotta nail it shut, you gotta nail it shut, and like that's what it felt like. Like everywhere you went, like you were just racing to. Oh my god!
What?
What's up, Chris Travis? Prospecting folks.
Read Michael Haywood.
Hold on. Muggs, I'm sorry to tell you at the Alabama Bigfoot Conference I would have introduced myself. Next time, man.
Right?
It'll be
Oh,
next
it's Wendell.
I know.
And thank you for that. What did Michael say?
He said, I went to Boy Scout basic training.
But I had a belt buckle with a combination lock that way.
Why don't I understand that?
Oh, God.
I'll send you a picture.
You're a Catholic, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, kind of.
Lord.
Sorry. It's just,
I feel like I'm just so stupid right now. I'm missing the punchline.
That reminds me, what's the difference between a librarian and a congressman? A librarian does not like their pages bent over.
Okay.
Had to sneak up
I got
on you,
it.
didn't it?
I
You get
got
that
it.
joke from Corey?
Use that bookmark.
I got it. I didn't hear him, but then I got it. Oh Lord.
I'm just glad I didn't have to explain it.
It still sounds like one of Corey's jokes.
It's an old joke from the 90s because, there's a lot of people getting in trouble for such things.
For what? Telling jokes?
Um,
I think he means for more of the action.
activities with pages.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh that. Yeah. It's like in one ear, out the other with me.
Yeah.
Bounces around for a second and says,
Lance.
Yeah, that's because they want a drum roll at the end of it.
That was that.
Chance, how's it going?
Hey, Chance.
So what did Bobby say? She's been in Florida for 44 years?
44 years.
Wow.
Greetings,
Wow.
greetings from South Carolina, Chance. If Chance comes on, we'll have the whole East Coast represented almost.
Right?
Yep. Mike's up north. Danny's in South Carolina. I'm in North Carolina, and
Just need
Chance
somebody
is in
up,
Georgia.
either Massachusetts or Maine or something up there.
Right.
Well, if you guys are ever traveling, let me know. I mean, I'm kind of, I hate where I'm at because I'm so far out of the way. I'm like so far out of the way.
What, on the island?
Yeah.
It's like
I avoid New
East
York.
Coast.
With crazy.
Yeah. But the East Coast is like this. God, if the city wasn't in the way, it wouldn't be so bad. But I hate that shit.
That's what I was about to say. Some of the best places I've ever found were going a little bit out of the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but this is like
stumble
you
on-
got to go through hell to get there.
Well,
Yeah.
Or same thing. Or you can go around.
Yeah. No,
I
don't get me wrong.
was on a channel earlier, and they were having the great Long Island, New York debate. They were trying to decide. They were trying to figure out if there was more Bigfoot or serial killers in there.
I don't know what that means, but there's a good amount of
Serial killers.
yeah, I guess. I mean, who the fuck knows? I don't.
Andrew Piper, good to see you.
I was
I
just
watched.
want to interrupt y'all.
I was waiting for baked clams the other day. That's about as much news as I've seen in in years. Or when I'm at the VA waiting for my prescription, the news is on. Like, I have no idea what's going on in the world.
Today, when you were in walking through the water, you saw. Did you see? Was it a stingray that you saw?
I don't know. I don't think we have but again, like there's so many things.
They are out there.
Yeah, it could have been a flounder. It could have been fluke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever it was flat. Yeah, and it was like very light colored, like the sand and that.
Well, they blend in. They change color. With the surroundings. You could take
Brian was on the shore because he had his sneakers on, but whatever. Like I kicked my shit off as soon as I was like, time to ground. I didn't plan on going in, but when I put my feet in the water, it was so warm compared to I had been there in that same spot like 2 weeks ago, and it was ice cold, and it was so warm, and I was just like, fuck this, and I just kept going. Like it just like my Islander and my inner Islander took over, and I just started going into the water. I forgot I had my cigarettes in my pocket, my keys in my key fob in my pocket, and I started getting all wet, and I'm like, oh shit, and like I started throwing him stuff, and I'm like, hang on to this for a minute.
Yeah, I just recently lost a bunch of stuff in the water. Through the water.
You gotta get like me. You gotta get your magnet fishing.
Yeah, I wasn't. I didn't lose it. I mean, my phone was broken.
Drowned.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Ringing
the
with
key
water.
fob was already screwed up. But I think that's what that might have had something to do with the weird.
I think so.
I saw this video yesterday where somebody was magnet fishing in New York, and they pulled up a safe out of one of them little canal areas, and it had like $250,000 in it.
Yep. They found actually
amazing.
right in one of the places I used to magnet fish. They found treasure, and it was like, it literally, like, they pulled up. It was something similar. It was like a safe, but it was not like your typical safe nowadays. It was one from like the old days, right? Like the
I thought about doing that on my YouTube channel, doing a little magnet fishing. But I know the only thing I would do is pull up some scrap metal covered in fish shit. I wouldn't find nothing good.
Shopping cart.
you never know, and that's the thing about it is like you are in essence fishing up garbage. I pull up bottle caps and nails, and you'd be surprised how many different things are metallic too. But anyway, I mean, you always see people finding guns and this and that. Like, it's annoying to fish off a bridge because you're just dropping it, and then like you have to drop it and then pull it up, and then you just shimmy to another spot and drop it straight down.
Right.
Yeah, and then you just do that over and over again. I like to take mine and fucking whip it out there and reel it back in and just see what I pull. Yeah, and see what I get. I like Lake Ronkonkoma. I kind of figure, I don't know.
Careful.
Yeah,
Danny, Lake Kiowee. A lot of people find stuff in Lake Kiowee.
yeah.
I just had a feeling if I did it, I would never find nothing good.
Yeah, I never found a damn
If I'm
thing.
looking for Bigfoot, I'm going to be the guy that gets the blurry picture. Yeah.
I've never found a damn thing. Yeah, but you got to go through hundreds of thousands, millions of blurry photos before you get a
Let
good one.
me tell you about my metal detector. I've got a big fancy
See, I was getting ready to say that.
detector. I got a great metal detector. I even got one of them little handheld things you do when you find it something good. You can pinpoint it. I got one of them. I got an expensive cool shovel. I metal detect a lot. You know what? I find rusty nails and whole piles of garbage and all kind of shit. And the videos get 37 views.
Yeah.
The whole time I've been doing this, I found one freaking coin.
I found a ring. One ring.
One coin. And it was a freaking euro.
It was a little dolphin.
You got to be really dedicated to be a.
I found a euro.
But it's addicting to me. I just, I go on and on and on.
Oh, when we went out to how'd we go?
Whatever it is you do, you got to be dedicated.
She was out there.
New Smyrna Beach.
She was out there metal detecting.
I need to get the pinpointer because I keep saying it and then I don't, and then I don't think about it until I'm out there again. Because
what do you mean, the carrot?
The handheld that Danny was
the little
talking
wand,
about, the little
so
wand.
you can.
When you land on a signal, you
it's
get
called
down
a carrot. It's called a carrot.
I discovered when I started metal detecting just how valuable it is to have that little handheld one, because if you don't, you're digging through dirt for 30 minutes looking for a nail head.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you get the carrot, and then but if you get the scooper, and then so you just stick that in, but you can also get. But you can also get the scooper, you know what I mean, the one that funnels it out.
That's for the beach, Mike. That works in the sand.
In Florida, there's a lot of sand.
Yeah, it's good here in Florida because most of the dirt is sand, So, yeah, that. Or you can use a kitty litter. One
I'll
of them
send you. I'll
good
send you
ones.
my friend. The guy I went out with him once. I brought him out. Well, he brought me out. He brought me metal detector. Whatever. But
Oh,
anyway, we saw a whale that day. It was fucking cool. And
cool.
yeah. Anyway, he's been getting some good shit lately. He's been very dedicated. But I'll send you his channel, and you could check him out and just kind of, if you
Cool.
want. I'm sure if you just,
I
he's
like one.
really good. Yeah. If you have any questions or whatever, his
There's
good.
a couple guys down in South Florida. I followed their channel. I
Oh,
watch
okay.
their
So you
shorts and
know.
stuff. Yeah. Oh, I've been metal detecting for years.
This guy, you think I got an accent? Wait till you hear
That's
Jay.
the sad thing. It's never really found much of anything significant.
My
But
dad used to do it a lot.
I love
I
it.
don't know. I don't know what happened to his metal detector.
Well, to be
They,
honest, I've actually found a few things metal detecting. I found like a gold bracelet and a bunch of chains and a really cool euro.
well,
You
if you can find that much stuff, then you can find anything. It's just a matter of putting in
Putting
the
them
work.
on.
It's
Yeah.
funny. Like we'll go to like the springs, and if we go swimming, I have a full face mask for snorkeling.
Oh
And I'm
yeah.
always looking at the bottom. I'm
Wait,
watching the
so
bottom
you have the
anything
one?
shiny.
Yes,
You
he
have
does.
you have the full face one with the thing that comes up?
Yes.
He
Is
does.
it good? It works good.
It's good for snorkeling. Diving down, it's a lot of pressure. It's kind of awkward.
No, I don't want. I don't care about all that. Yeah, I'll stay on the
Snorkeling,
surface.
it's
Yeah.
fine. For the top,
Because
it's
I'm claustrophobic as all hell. So like, I can stick my head underwater, open my eyes, look around. I can swim to the bottom of the pool, whatever. But as soon as I put the thing on and look under, I start to freak out. I don't know why. It's just because like there's something on my face and I think it's gonna like suffocate me.
okay. Well, try swimming. Just a pair of goggles.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's obviously gonna be a slow process, but I just want to know if it worked well first. Like just out of curiosity.
I used to have a
Yeah.
pair that would cover my nose and my eye, my eyes with my nose, but it wasn't like a full face, so I keep my mouth closed and just
I ain't gonna see
it was
shit out
comfortable.
here
And
anyway.
the snorkel went straight over the top of my head.
I didn't like.
I,
I
I,
just don't like having that snorkel in my mouth. Trying to breathe.
no, yeah, no, at all,
Yeah.
at
Water
all.
gets in there, and I'm like,
That's why I like the one you're talking about. It's
It has a
just a
back
mask.
on it.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna see shit out here anyway. Stick your head under, and what are you gonna see? It's not like the crystal water you're looking at. You know what I mean? There's certain places like blue holes and like Pikamoose blue hole or like this and that or like things like that it might be cool in, but like in the Atlantic Ocean, the Long Island Sound, like what am I gonna see? 2 feet?
You're gonna see the great big teeth of Jaws right before it goes chomp chomp chomp.
That's why they
need
filmed
like
it
a
out here
week of a
somewhere.
good west wind, and it just blows
Blows all
everything
that.
out to sea, and
Yeah.
it clears the water out for a couple days. That's what you need.
Yeah, I'll cross my fingers on that west
Just
wind.
saying. That's the only time I ever really saw the Jersey Shore crystal clear.
Yeah.
Was when there was a solid west wind blowing for a while, and it just blew everything out. It was
Blows it out to the ocean.
when you were up to your chin and you could see your feet was rare.
Yeah. It's the place I was at today is really clear, like for the most part, which is but it's a little bay and you get once you get past your like waist, you start to get to that point of like what's down there. You know what I mean?
Murkiness,
Yeah.
and you can't see it.
Yeah.
You don't know what you don't know what touched your foot, and like something bit me, and like it's like what brushed against my leg, like that kind of shit. You quiet down, Jim.
Body surfing, always just standing in the ocean and waiting for waves and what's underneath me. I didn't want to touch the bottom. I just wanted to swim. And
Let me ask you a question. Did you use a wetsuit?
no,
Oh, okay. Because I just got a wetsuit, but it's like it seems like it works pretty good sometimes, but then other times I'm thinking it's if the water gets in, then it's really no good anymore, right?
well,
Like
it depends how it's getting in.
it's coming pretty much through the neck hole, if anything, because I'm like going under. But it has a buoyancy effect, which is good. I don't know. I still like it. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't. It's only a 3 millimeter. They make them really thick. You know what I
Sure.
mean? I don't think I need much more for the summer.
Is it
you
a
know what I mean?
spray suit? Does it or is it full length like to your ankles or?
It's so basically my body build is so big that I have a triple XL, and so it's a short sleeve and a short pants, but it goes like past my knee a little bit and a little past here. So it's supposed to be like up here and like above your knee. But because I had to get such a big size, it also makes it lengthier. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So because I'm just a stocky son of a bitch, like people are always amazed at how I am. But like I'm up to 250 now. Like
Damn.
yeah. So it's imperative that I get in the water and start to cut off a little bit of the the excess, because now I'm not stocky. I'm getting lardy.
Tons.
But that's how I did it. I was in the water.
Every time I lose it.
I say it all the time. I did it. Took me, took my time. I did it right, and it's managed to stay off for the most part. I fluctuate about 10 pounds, but taking off over 100 pounds, yeah.
I don't mind.
That's exactly how I did it. Being in the water.
I kind of stalled out.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm down like 12 pounds, and I'm still down 12 pounds. Like it's.
I'll bet you wanted some sugar today, didn't you?
No.
I'm just kidding.
Sugar every day.
I don't know how you do it. I salute you, my friend.
Just don't touch it. That's it.
Good for you.
Like I fried.
Stevie, where'd you go, Stevie?
I breaded some fish for her, and then I just fried mine. I didn't bread it, so I'm staying away from the whole carb thing. And
no, you're a fucking superhero, bro. You and what the hell's his name? Papa Craig? He's a fucking monster, man. I don't, salute the shit out anybody who can discipline when it comes to food. I commend them. I really do. Like,
kind of sucks.
No, it might suck, but
the alternative, I'd rather. I feel better. I feel good. Like my knees don't hurt. It's only been 12 pounds.
It's really hard to drop weight once it gets on you. It really is.
Oh, it's not easy. It's not.
No,
easy.
I went from 380 down to 270, but it took me almost 3 years to do it. A lot of keto and a lot of carnivore. But sometimes I go carnivore for 30 days straight and just don't eat nothing but meat.
Yeah, that's not a bad diet.
Cut out all the breads and all the pastas and all that stuff. I really fucking love. Have to eat everything you really like. You can't eat. That's the point.
I did that, but I was a lot younger. I was doing pool exercise, but I was doing it hardcore, and I was eating. So I was going hardcore, 2-3 hours, right? I mean, just like going, right? And I was getting out. While I was drying off, I was cooking a steak, and I'm talking the fattiest, cheapest. Didn't matter, but it was huge steak. You know what I mean? And I was eating.
What I made last night.
I didn't give. My mom used to get so pissed at me because I was using her grill at the time. She would come out and be like, "That's fucking disgusting!" Like, well, you can't put that in your. I'd be like, "Watch me." and I would eat the fat. I would eat everything. And
I used to get fussed at for eating all that fat and shit. Why you eating that? You're not supposed to eat that part. I said it's on the plate. It's going to get ate.
no, let me tell you, it's important when you're exercising that hard. It's important to put that kind of shit back into you.
Oh yeah, because like with
That's
keto,
hard.
you're not taking in the carbs. Once your body goes into ketosis, your liver, you're getting your energy from fat, not from carbs.
Yeah, like right now I'm on a rice pudding kick. I don't know if that's good for you or not,
Probably.
but I'm eating the shit out of it. You know what I mean? I don't give a damn. I can't help myself.
What's happening,
Get in the
Chance?
water. Get in the water and hike more. Hi, Chance.
Hello. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
I would love to.
We all should be blessed and honored. You got a famous an actor amongst us now, who's actually been in movies with Dolly Parton and shit.
Oh, you're embarrassing me. Thank you.
True, I didn't know that. I didn't know so much about you till I did some research. And wow, I didn't know you'd been in like movies and TV shows. And
Still is.
Oh,
Still doing it.
Still doing it.
Dolly's a sweetheart.
it's
She was
filming
so
this week too. Wow,
Yeah.
fucking hero,
Thank
boy.
you, man. But what are we talking about?
Everything.
Anything.
Anything.
I guess Dolly's a sweetheart. That's the new topic.
Dolly's a sweetheart.
She seems like she is, though. I mean, have you ever seen her not be?
I was going to tell Moggs about me getting shot and run over in the same week.
Oh, here we go. Let's get this guy out of the way. All right, I got to hear this shit. All right, come on.
Danny, condolences about
That went out and I had a real messed up week.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make that light of that, but I know it's going to be a good story. What happened?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a good story, but it's a story, and Moggs likes a story, so it's only quick and like a 3 or 4 or 5 minute story. So I guess I'll share it with Moggs because I usually tell him all my grief.
All right,
He seems to enjoy it, get a good laugh out of it. So let me tell you what the fuck he had done this week. Okay, so I'm sitting out here at 3 o'clock in the morning watching videos, drinking vodka. Drinking way too much vodka, okay? Smoking some weed. And, okay, eating some shrooms because I'm getting all blistered. And out of nowhere, I heard a grunt. Brr. And I said, that's not fucking good. And I looked around, and standing about maybe 6 or 7 feet in front of me was the most humongous, giant field rat you ever saw in your life.
what the hell's a field rat?
It looked like it had, I freaked out, man. This motherfucker looked like it looked like it had shaving cream coming out of its mouth. And I'm like, oh shit, this motherfucking growling at me's got rabies.
Okay.
You got to remember, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I've been drinking vodka. I eat
Doing shrooms.
it's
5 feet tall.
No, it was huge regardless. It was as big as the wheel on a riding lawnmower. It was towering over the wheel. It's fucking big as a cat.
Were the Ninja Turtles with Master Splinter or
Favorite said it was his stomach.
So in my days,
Hey, Jay.
being the guy I am, I reached down and grabbed a 44 Smith & Wesson sitting beside me like it always is and freaked out and started rapidly firing at the giant rat. Well, I found out that when you shoot a gun in an enclosed carport, it's not a good idea. As one bullet bounced back over my head and tore a big chunk out the brick, the other one decided to launch itself in my right arm.
Flipped and did a cartwheel.
wait? Oh, it lodged. So
He got a ricochet in his arm.
Yeah. So it wasn't a full bullet. It was like a little teeny tiny fragment. Like you get a Purple Heart for that shit, though. So here I had to take a pocket knife, pricked this damn piece of bullet out my fucking arm, explained to my roommate and the kids that got woke up why I'm shooting the gun off at 3:30 in the fucking morning. Police got called. They riding up and down the road with fucking spotlights and shit. And I'm keeping my mouth quiet, just not telling nobody, sitting in the dark, smoking a bowl, going, well, this was a bad idea. Bleeding all over the fucking place.
So
let me tell you, I scared the rabies rat off, so I survived not getting rabies.
I hope
But
they didn't see the
I did take a small piece of strap for the arm.
I hope they didn't see the frying pan. They're gonna fucking commit you soon.
I didn't set the fucking frying pan on fire. My fucking roommate set the frying pan on fire. That's what Mark said. I was not the one being the idiot in that case.
How were you able to hear after firing 44 in a garage?
I will say you taught me a lesson, because since then I pay extra close attention when I got something on the fucking stove.
I mean,
I don't fluff that.
With all the explosion marks coming from the frying pan.
So a couple of days after digging the little piece of shrapnel out my arm and almost shooting myself with my own fucking gun, I decided I had to go grocery shopping. So I'm rolling through Food Line, getting my groceries,
Bleeding all over.
trying to watch a live stream. I'm not going to say whose, but I've got the phone in my hand while I'm shopping, listening to the live stream, trying not to miss nothing, multitasking Food Line's ass real quick. I pay for this stuff with the little cart. I get my groceries, and I roll out through Food Line parking lot, and I'm looking at the phone, headed to the car. And I will admit that looking at your phone and not paying attention in the parking lot is a bad idea. Totally struck. Not high, not drunk, not nothing. And out of nowhere, this car whooped out of a parking place and slammed me, throwed me to the ground so hard that I fractured the other arm in 2 spots with hairline fractures, bruised my ribs. And I get up with the fury and anger, and Chance will appreciate this. I was the Hulk. I was gonna drag this dude out of this car and beat the shit out of him in the parking lot at Food Line, because I was really angry. And I run around and I look in the window, and I swear to God, looking up at me was the
It might have been the fucking rat driving that someday.
That little old lady that says, "Where's the beef?" She looks up at me and said, "Are you all right, honey? I didn't see you there." So this 170-year-old woman is looking up at me. I couldn't get mad. I couldn't cuss her. I said, "No, lady, I'm fine. Bye. Thank you. I'm good. Bye." And I just let it go. So, but I couldn't. If it'd been a guy in that car that got that ass whooped, no shit.
So, Danny, back to the garage. How was it you're able to hear after firing a 44 in a garage?
Yeah, my hearing ain't that great now, dude. Yeah, really. It rung my ears too.
Did you break any bones?
I got 2 hairline fractures on my elbow on my left side, and bruised ribs on my left side. Well, I hit the cement because I got knocked down.
So both of you weren't really watching where you're going. Yeah, that would make me.
I take a little responsibility, because I was trying to watch some live stream about somebody talking about a Bigfoot when I should have been watching where I was going.
Well, she should have watched.
I didn't want to have to rewatch it later.
God forbid.
She probably should not still be on the road. You know, a lot of people stay on the road longer than they should. You know, there should be a mandatory. Well, I don't know if you could do that, because some people are more, with it than others when they get older. I don't know how that would work.
Well, she learned how to drive in a Model T, so there you go.
Sorry about that.
What flew over you?
Dude,
It sounded like a herd of elephants.
Just ran across my room.
You guys simultaneously looked up. It was like
it had to be a couple of cats or something.
It was multiple.
They went from like one end to the other,
from the back end of the house all the way straight.
and I don't know where they went on this end, because you keep going, you're in the lake.
Yeah, but it kind of rumbled around right there for a few seconds, and then it was gone.
Was anybody else get Jeepers Creepers vibes from that story?
You know what it is? Sometimes sometimes the raccoons or the possums they get chased by the neighborhood like cats or dogs, and then they use your roof as an escape. Like,
Oh, I've seen cats on the roof.
That was loud.
But
and it rumbled.
That was bizarre.
Like it was like all the way down.
shit.
Right over top of us.
that was just messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Donald,
Maybe it was the return of the rat that Danny shot at.
I scared him so bad he ran all the way to Florida.
That's right.
I smudged before the show, so
Yes.
no evil rats.
Nope. I gotta figure out what I did with my phone. I set it down somewhere.
Yeah, that was just
That was
first
wild.
time hearing something like that. Yeah, no, it wasn't Bigfoot.
Yeah.
It was loud though.
Dogman.
That was just
That
bizarre.
was. Oh, I'm pretty sure y'all had to have heard that.
Oh yeah, we heard it.
Danny was talking, but I saw you guys look up, and that's the same time, and that's what made me like say like something. I thought you saw maybe like a shadow figure or like something.
No, it just
No, that was.
it was so loud. I thought like I was expecting like somebody to come through the window with a like a SWAT team. like
When
what
I
the hell?
When I first heard it from the back, I thought it was like, at first I thought it was a heavy wind or something. I'm like, no, that's not. And I kept hearing it getting closer and closer.
And then pass.
And then
Keep going.
pass. And yeah, that was bizarre.
Rex, how are you? Anyway, what else is going on?
I wanted to ask, why do they call it a wetsuit when it's supposed to keep you dry?
I don't know. And the interesting thing about it is, I don't know, man. Like, I'm learning a lot. I've never had one before, so it's very interesting to me, like the whole concept.
They do make dry suits.
It's pretty buoyant, so I guess that's for the sake of surfers. And like, when I go underwater per se, like it brings me back up, and I'm assuming that's like in case like a surfer gets hurt, like it floats them, it brings them back to the surface.
And they also use their leash for that when they get, their boards on the top and they're connected to it by their ankle. They'll follow their leash up.
Well, right. But I'm just saying that, like,
Yeah,
just the suit itself. I was a boogie boarder. I was never a surfer, and then I was like a skin surfer, whatever you want to call it, like where
Body
you just
surfer.
ride. Yeah, body surfer, right?
yeah,
Right.
that's what I was. Still,
In Montauk, because for a while I tried skimboarding, and I found out quickly that I was eating shit more than anything. Because like you slide it and then you run, you chase it, you hop on it, and it's like woo, and then bam. I don't know how those guys like ride it into the water and like go up a wave and come back down, and like I'm lucky if I catch up to it, And so anyway, but yeah, I'm a big body surfer. I enjoy it. I think it's pretty fun. I mean, boogie boards are fun, but then you get that old, you get that one that big wave that takes you straight down and puts the backside of the boogie board right in your gut and sucks it. It slams into the ground, and the back of the boogie board just smashes your stomach. So I started body surfing, And then
Yeah, but you'll get pummeled too on some. You get some big
oh
waves.
yeah, sure, yeah, you get whitewashed like a
Oh
motherfucker.
yeah.
Rex said
Oh,
body
yeah.
surfing is a blast.
It
I
really
could
is.
never get up on a board. I've been on boards, but I could never stand up on them.
I was too busy.
No, I went paddleboarding. I went paddleboarding recently with a subscriber, a guy. He invited me, and I said, "All right, I'll go." And I spent most of the time like just like laying on. I had a good time. I was laying on it, and I got on my knees a couple times. But every time I tried to stand, I would just wobble, and I felt more comfortable like being on, just my knees and paddling side to side. But
Sure.
it's like it kind of defeats the purpose, I guess. Like the whole idea is to get up, but I'm sure with more practice, you get there eventually.
I've never used one before.
They're pretty. I don't know.
I mean, I have kayaks.
No, anytime
I'll
I was
try.
around the water, especially when I was younger, was
Yeah,
underwater.
so let me ask you, Mike. Let me ask you a question that's going to sound real messed up, but it's not meant to. Does it work better when you're laying on it or on your knees?
It doesn't really like it. I guess it's all preference. You know what I mean?
I've heard that.
Well,
I'd say it's preference. Like
You gotta
because when I'm laying down, I don't need a paddle. When you're on your knees, you got to paddle one side and then paddle the other side. But if you lay on it, you can just put your arms in the water and even kick your feet off the backside if you wanted to, and it's kind of fun. It's I
I'm
don't
not
know.
doing that yet. No, I'm just not. No.
Hey, Mike,
I know
what
you
part
might-
of the world are you at?
The what?
Mike, where are you in the world? Like
Long
what
Island.
state, country? Oh, cool.
Long Island, New York. Yeah, I'm like on the east end of Long Island, like where Long Island looks like a fish.
His
Long
channel
Island
is
looks like a
Long Island Bigfoot. That's
Yeah.
his YouTube channel, Long Island Bigfoot.
Yeah,
And
that's where it all began. I traveled quite a bit to the Catskill Mountains and even further, and
Dax.
sometimes
The Dax.
yeah, Adirondacks. I go to Pennsylvania now too. I just don't talk about it.
Oh, you got a
It's
Poconos up that way?
Yeah. There's I'm kind of upset because the she squatchers were just in Allegheny, and I was just like right over there, and I didn't know. But some of the things bring me to Vermont. Some of the things bring me into New Hampshire, Connecticut. It really depends, and I get messages from people who are just scared to go out there, or scared to go out at night, or just, hey, I'd love to be a night camper. I see you night camp. I don't know how you do it. Can you just, would you mind going with me for, first time? Sure. I don't want it filmed. Or, hey, something's happened here. I don't want it filmed. Do you mind? No, I don't give a shit. Whatever. And then, I get my little bit of video. I get enough. But if you've noticed lately, if anybody follows me, there's been a drop off of video. I've switched gears because it's not. I feel like I've contributed what I can contribute as far as video. So I take people along for my journeys, my hikes, whatever. But I'm not so much like looking to point things out anymore. I think I've done enough of that, and I'm just trying to enjoy myself and kind of do what I want to do. And maybe that sounds selfish to people, but that's just the way it's. That's just the point I've gotten to. And one of my biggest thing, like Jim was just saying, like he's enjoying watching me go to waterfalls. Some people might not, but that's what I'm gonna do.
But
I'm gonna go.
The way I remember it, that's how you started off. You were just getting out there, and that's how I met you first. Was doing that. So going back to that, that's not such a bad thing.
No,
It's cool. It was just as good. You get out there.
You know, people live vicariously through you. People that
I
can't get
did.
out into the woods. I know.
Yeah, I absolutely did.
And I have the e-bike now, which is a new thing of mine that I'm really enjoying. And I actually just got a chest camera because I had one hooked up to the handlebars, but the problem was I was constantly moving it and fixing it and trying to do that while I was riding, and it wasn't working out. So what I just got now is somebody donated a chest camera to me, and it basically it goes and it wraps around your shoulder blades, around your neck or whatever, and it sits on your chest, so it's a higher view and it faces outward, and it seems to work for the most part. And then eventually I have this 360 camera that I'm looking to get. I have a lot of stuff. I just don't know how to use it. You know what I mean? I'm not a technology guy.
I hear you.
I'm just not. And so what people say is, oh, it's pretty easy. Like if you just do this, just check it out and just do that. It's not that I'm not capable of like learning it. Like I guess is my interest doesn't lie in that. Like it doesn't. It's not in the technology itself. My interest is in the act of being outdoors and doing shit. You know what I mean? That's what excites me. So like instead of preparing all these things, I'm like, oh, like when I get in the mood and I'm in a good mood and I'm feeling okay, I'm out the door. I'm like, let me take advantage of this opportunity. So as a disabled person, I have very few days and moments where I'm not in full-blown migraine mode or, and then obviously like I have children, so like they come first and that's always a priority. And so kind of like when I get that moment to myself where I'm not in a what's the best way to put it? It's hard to explain because I don't look disabled to people, right? Like I don't look like a disabled person,
Mhm.
but I am. I have something called a traumatic brain injury.
Oh.
And what that causes is extreme like pain from the neck and shoulders and the ligaments and the occipital nerves, and then it becomes a migraine. And I get a bunch of injections for it, and all these different things, but it's just it's meant to maintain somebody who's not doing the kind of shit that I do. You know what I mean? Like I shouldn't be banging around on a bike on a black diamond trail.
Probably not.
Yeah, so
But
right.
But at the same
you only live
time,
once.
So like what I'm trying to explain is like one like it's a lot for me, but like I go through hell because I go through hell to make a video because I know how important it is to that other person who can't get out there. Because I am that person that can't get out there some of those days, most of those days. There's a moment in time where I'm okay and I go and I monopolize on that moment, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely. Take advantage
take
of it.
advantage of it.
Yeah, it's a,
Absolutely.
yeah. I
That's
wish
awesome.
I had
When you can, that's when you can't.
I wish I had a better quality of life where I could just plan things and do things and but it's not the card I'm dealt anymore. I was banged up in war. I was
That's what I was going to ask. What caused the injury? If you're willing to reveal that. Okay, I was wondering if it was post-traumatic or did an ex-wife use the frying pan? I mean, I didn't know.
Yeah, post-traumatic stress is some of it, but that's things that I have in my toolbox that I can combat. You know what I mean? But let's keep it short and simple and non-graphic. I was involved in explosions.
Oh my god!
So I'm intact. You know what I mean? my limbs are intact, but inside there's damage. There's damage done. So
God bless you. Thank you for your service, man. That's
yeah,
Mike's a real American hero right there. He's a GI Joe. Dude.
Right on.
Thanks.
He's like one of them guys in your comic books.
Yeah. That's a real hero right there.
I mean,
Oh yeah, Chad. Let me tell Chad something real quick when we're on here. I didn't know if you knew or not, but did you hear about Donald Sutherland passing away today?
Yes, I'm doing a whole
I
thing about
was a real big fan of his. It just pissed me off.
Yes, 88 years old.
I did not know that. Wow.
Animal
That
House.
is so sad.
I like
Wow.
Body Snatchers.
Oh yeah.
wait. Can we slow down? I don't know who is this?
Oh, no.
Donald Sutherland.
Kiefer's dad.
Oh, he's an actor. Okay.
Dad.
Guy from Animal House.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was like.
stupid as
I thought he
stupid.
was somebody like
Stupid.
in the
Yeah.
community like that we knew. Like
No.
No, just
No.
Was he in that movie? Was it The Dirty Dozen? Kelly's Heroes that he was real big in.
Kelly's Heroes, great movie.
Kelly's Heroes.
Yeah.
Mash. Hello, the movie. Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah.
He did a lot of stuff.
so I mean I hopefully I'll be able to do maybe some live streams with you guys while we're out there. Like either way I'll if you guys are interested in the location, it's I'm not gonna put it out yet, but I've called it Blue Rock in the past. So you can like type in Long Island Bigfoot Blue Rock and it will come up. And it's in parts because I didn't know how to edit at the time. So if my camera shut off or I shut my camera off, I didn't know how to do anything. I didn't know how to piece videos together at the time. So it's in pieces and parts. But it's a really, really beautiful place. I mean, it's just it's very, very primitive camping, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Right on.
And that stands open to anybody who's welcome to come up. I'll
Brother, I'm just glad you survived, man. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I have no. Oh man, I don't go into religious things so much, but there's somebody was protecting me somewhere. Like there's no rhyme or reason. When I look back at it, there's no rhyme or reason why I'm standing here. It's other than there's got to be a reason.
That's right. Man, that blows away. I mean, not this is a competition. I had something I wanted to get off my chest, but I'll just save it for another time because
Oh no! I mean, we got time.
no. It's okay.
Oh, it's not a competition. I mean, it's just.
I don't even know why that came out of my mouth. I'm just saying I would seem stupid talking about what I wanted to say after that. I mean,
It'll be a good segue. I
You gotta
promise.
say it.
He's gonna tell us about that guy that ripped up his comic book character.
no, it's
You're
something.
not getting out of this one. You got to say it.
Yeah.
Long story. I paid off my American Express credit card with money orders. That stupid thing. Number one, I should pay online. I know. I fear online banking. So what I did, I get. There's $1,000 limit. My balance was like $1,940. I get $1,000 money order. I get one for $940. I fill out the first one properly. The second one, I make it out to T-Mobile, my cell provider, and then I cross it out and put in Amex like this. Don't make me big or anything, but that's so. It was like a little black mark, and then I put American Express as my initials. So I go to the post office and say, hey, you got a highlight pen? I want to highlight this because I want it to be clear. This is supposed to be made out to Amex. And the postal lady says, oh, that's no good now. You got to go back to where you bought the money order and see if they'll reissue one. I said, okay. So I went up there. Lady where I bought it, a grocery store, says, can't do nothing. Sorry. So I call Amex, tell them the situation. They said, it's 50-50. We have machines that read the payments. It may get rejected. So very long story short, not so short. I call Western Union tonight, and they said, yeah, it's no good. A bank will reject it. And I'm like, really? I mean, people make spelling mistakes. People make mistakes. I mean, it literally was like just a little black mark, and the next American paid to the order of American Express.
Any alterations.
And the secret to beating that is a little bottle called Whiteout. You white it out, and you take a picture of it, and you send it in that way.
You should have been able to get it back. I don't see why. I don't see why you shouldn't have been able to cancel it.
It costs $15. I can get it reissued. I'm just going to roll the dice. I mailed it, and if Amex rejects it, I said to the Amex guy, "Will you send it back?" And they said yes. But Western Union says you don't even have to do that. You just call us. Do you have the stub? Yes. Okay. Take a picture of it. Go to our website. We'll send you the money back in days, but it costs $15 processing fee out of that total, the $940. So I'm just an idiot, you know. I don't know why I wrote T-Mobile instead of American Express. So that's my stupid story.
Mistakes happen. Shouldn't be that difficult to correct it.
That's true.
You wouldn't think.
Shouldn't cost you $15.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I don't want to get hit with interest from Amex either for late payment, you know. If they reject it, oh well. Look, Mike went through real hell, so that really put in perspective. I was really pissed off all day about this.
Real
things like that. It's like
I don't even get into it. It gets worse. But let's just, you know. Yeah, I signed the dotted line, so you know, at the time I was gung ho to go there. I had 1 foot in and 1 foot out because it was kind of fishy and everything, but whatever. When you're there, you know, when you're there, it's like straight survival mode, and it's you know, you're really a sitting duck for the most part, you know, unless believe it or not, outside the wire was a little easier because you had you know, you had this control and this and that, but inside the wire, it was just shit would just land, and you were just in the right place or the wrong place, you know. And unfortunately, it's just the way it went. And I try to be grateful because I look at it this way: if any given country on this planet did what we do over here, we would not be so kind either. You know what I mean? You know, let's just say they in the great state of North Carolina, they just some country just built this huge big place in the middle of Fayetteville and decided to take it over and right outside and drive through your towns and do this and do that. And I can attest for my people. Because I didn't give a shit about rank. I checked everybody for morals, because this is the way I was raised, and we were a tight-knit group with morals, and we did things the right way and whatever. But there was a lot of things going on in a lot of different places, and you know, it's not a place for people to be, you know. But it'll never stop. And we don't get political here, so that's why I'm being very, very vague and very, you know, very, very
it's all good.
general.
I appreciate it.
Yes. America.
Oh shit. Right on.
That's just perfect.
That was.
Oh shit.
Oh, wow.
Where are we at? We got like 10 minutes left.
Jeez.
Man.
Yeah, that Donald Sutherland, the funny thing I thought was that he got an endorsement for Simply Orange, and he had a bad lisp. So he's like, it's Simply Orange. And it just sounds silly to me when he said Simply Orange. It's your groceries. Look in the groceries freezer. I don't know. But I like Donald Sutherland's acting. Rest in peace.
Especially in the science fiction stuff.
Yeah. Hunger Games, right? He did the Hunger Games.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Let me ask a question. Which is your favorite team? I'll go around the room here. What's your favorite team? You know, like there's so many teams out there. Like, you know, X-Men.
Superhero
whatever.
team.
Yeah, superhero teams. You know, like you like Capcom or whatever. Like for me, like I like Guardians of the Galaxy because they bring humor to the table. I do like Deadpool, you know, like shit like that. But I don't know if I could pick one. But I've been learning that there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, I hate that shit. I only like this, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't get it. How could you not watch Godzilla and Kong and this and that? And
Everything.
I know. Here's mine.
Yeah.
The Fantastic Four.
Nice. There you go. See, okay. Fantastic Four was my favorite.
That's
Yeah,
a big boy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was my
It's kinda got a
favorite.
glare
Yeah. But I
I
didn't
was,
really
always,
know.
I was always partial to Scooby Doo in the game.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Chance, you stole my thunder. I would have said Fantastic Four.
Yeah. I was an
Yeah.
X-Men guy too, you know what I mean? I liked Cyclops when I was young, but my favorite all time when I was young was Nightcrawler. I thought it was so cool how he could just be here and then be there and be there and be there, and like I always just thought that was the coolest thing.
And he's purple, blue, dark blue. They did him right in the movie too. I liked X-Men 2, X2. I thought they did a good job with this character. That was my favorite one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Bam.
anyway,
Sound effect when he teleports. Bam.
me and Eleanor were talking about it a bunch the other day, and I just you're right.
I thought you meant sports teams. I was going to say Steelers, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, they're not bad. Not
Really?
bad.
You
Yeah,
believe that, Mr.
No, I don't
Lee?
follow sports. So
They give out free. They give out free towels.
Mr.
You know?
Lee said he's not into Marvel. You'd think Mr. Lee would be into a bunch of guys in spandex.
But they
Ooh, shots fired, man.
I haven't really been into sports either, but there's a show that is there's a lot of different shows, right? Like the Redeem Team is a good show on Netflix, which shows and then there's the Last Dance, which is following Jordan's last year.
The Boys, kind of a weird.
Oh, The Boys is great.
Boys is awesome.
You ain't seen The Boys?
We've already watched the first 3 episodes of this season.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to it yet. Now, another one too. If you haven't seen a good, Fallout is actually really good too.
Fallout was good.
I was surprised. I was surprised at how well they did that. I was like, oh, a video game, and like they nailed it in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, Michael Rappaport, his little part, like, yeah.
I don't know anything about the video game, but the show, the series.
I don't know about the video game either, but yeah, it was.
I enjoyed the series.
Yeah.
Anyway, I forgot where I was going.
I'm just reading chat real quick.
So wait, you're the Nostalgic Podcast?
Pod Blast. Yeah.
Pod Blast. I have to subscribe. I gotta subscribe.
Chance, meet Mike.
Yeah, we'll
point his way. Yeah, Mike's that way.
I'm like,
yeah, I'm up over here. I'll come find you, and then you can always email me too at longarmbigfoot@gmail. I never check it, but I'll get to it eventually.
Let me ask Mark one quick question.
If you can find me on like Facebook, that's the best way to find me. Like the fastest way.
Where are you on what you call on Facebook? What are your
handles? I go by my name, Michael Antonio.
Michael Antonio? Let me look that up.
COLONTONIO.
Now say it again real slow for him.
COL. I am slow.
COLONTONIO.
Hey, Mike, let me ask you a question real quick.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mike.
Yes.
maybe 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
you were on a live stream telling a story from war days.
Okay.
And you told me a story, I swear to God, on a live stream about some military chick who was taking a shower and got scared by a camel spider and was running through the camp butt ass naked. Do you remember that?
No, but camel spiders will scare the shit out of people. Yeah, like I don't remember that story in particular, no. But there the one that sticks out of my mind is the camel spider chasing me because of my shadow, and
Yeah.
it was screaming like a fucking banshee, and like
That would freak me out.
Yeah.
Not
Hey,
being
You ever
sure.
seen a camel spider? They are huge. They're not
yeah,
little bitty
well,
spiders. I mean, they're like
yeah, people can't fathom their size. Like I couldn't. And like you think a tarantula is a big spider until you see a camel spider, because it's a mix between like a Japanese crab and a spider. You know, like they're huge. And we used to
No,
the guys when we used to go in the field used to put them in buckets and make them fight like scorpions and shit, and like it sounds very it sounds very like taboo and like horrible, but you gotta understand like the level of like I had guys tattooing me in the middle of the desert with the most dirty as shit, just because like there's you got to do something, you got to do something. So a lot of tattoos on me are like look like shit, but it's because they were done in a tent in the middle of a freaking desert, like so good story.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, crickets. Good talk.
Thank you.
No, great.
Well, no, I mean, that's.
But I look forward to catching up with you and meeting you some more, Chance. Nice to meet you.
Same here, brother.
Chance does a good show.
Yeah, I do a little bit of YouTube shit too, so we'll maybe I'll catch up with you.
He dabbles.
Hey, Sarah.
I've been known to dabble in the YouTube world.
A little bit.
Love it, man. I'm glad that you shared your story. That's incredible.
Oh, it's one story. I got plenty. We can go for days. Somebody told me to write. My doctor told me to write a book. He's like, whatever. That's another. We got to go into that another day.
Hey, Mr. Lee, Sarah missed everything.
Right?
Everything.
I am going to see myself out because.
Mike, thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's been fun hanging out.
Good
Chance,
to see you.
Dan, Jim, Stevie, Mogs, great to see you guys.
Happy trails, Mike.
Salute, brother, and welcome home. Welcome home, brother.
Thank you, guys. That's nice. Thank you.
All right, dude. Yeah, guys, we're going to wrap this up.
2 hours already.
Yeah, that went pretty quick.
Did.
Have a great weekend, y'all.
Happy solstice. That was today, right?
It is, yes.
First day of summer.
Longest day of the year.
Today. Yeah,
It is.
20th.
It is. Chance, good to see you. Jim, you still there?
I'm here.
Good
I
to
was
hear.
going to ask Moggs if he watched that short where I zoomed in on the waterfall so he could see part of the twist and turn as it's coming down.
No, I will check it out, though. I didn't check it out yet.
Zoom is in the title, and it's a short, so it won't take you but less than a minute.
I will do that right after the show.
Thank you, guys. I'm going to cut on out of here.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, Jim, it was good to talk to you.
It always is.
Indeed.
You guys always make it fun.
We try.
Happy trails, Jim.
We
Yeah.
And happy trails to everybody else.
I hope we try.
I wanted to ask everybody, please be sure to check out my channel called Project Cryptid. I've got a lot of new Bigfoot stuff coming up on there that nobody's probably seen before. Mr. Lee, if you'll drop a link, please, sir. And
Project Cryptid.
Project Cryptid. Yeah.
What does that make? 30 channels or some shit?
Nah, I'm only running about 7 right now.
Only
I got a
seven.
few channels I don't really put nothing up on no more. I don't even use them. You know, failures.
Well, thank you for hanging out.
Oh yeah, put me backstage, Boggs, and I'll talk to you for 1 second after the show.
All right, man.
Happy trails, everybody. Drop that link.
Thanks, Dan. And everybody that hung out tonight. I hope you guys had a
Yes.
good time tonight.
Thank you guys for hanging out.
It's good to see everybody.
It is.
And we will be back on Tuesday. What's going on this weekend?
Work
Anything?
for the most part.
Yeah, I got work. I
Yeah.
got work all day tomorrow and the rest of the weekend. Woohoo!
Woo. Well, everybody,
But I'm
be
not
safe.
complaining.
Have a good weekend.
If you guys enjoyed this, please hit that like button. Also, share it out and leave comments. We'd love to read the comments.
We do.
Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. We love you. Peace and God bless.